Good morning, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day today. I have interesting things I want to talk about today, and that is how to be a psychic medium. Well, I'll explain. Since owning a store, a metaphysical store, that is, and doing readings before owning a metaphysical store, I got to tell you, I don't think you can learn how to be a psychic medium. You can learn how to be a tarot card reader, which I do not know how to read tarot cards, but I can read tarot cards, and I'll tell you why. The number one thing you need to do is you need to grow a pair. So if you're going to plan on sitting in front of somebody and actually telling them really bad news, and you're probably going to say, well, why are you going to tell everybody really bad news? Well, I'm not really going to tell them bad news unless there is some. But the problem here is people are afraid to tell the person that's sitting in front of them the truth. If there's something bad, you tell them bad. If there's something good, you tell them good. Key thing, that is the psychic part of it. But there's more to it, and I'm going to get into it. You have to not be afraid to make this person cry. Sounds mean, and it's always a joke when I say, okay, come on, let me make you cry. But making them cry is hitting their core, is going deep and making the person understand what's going on in their lives. Now, they know what's going on in their lives, but they may not understand it. I have to put all my emotions completely to the side when I do my readings. You must remain confident. It's number two. You have to be confident. There are people that come in for readings who are quite arrogant, and difficult. And they say, I only want to hear this. Well, in this particular setting, this store, this metaphysical place, you're not allowed to ask any questions to the client that's in front of you. And the client is not allowed to ask you any questions. At the end of the reading, when the timer goes off, then yes, you can chit-chat about the things that you wrote. Now, you can write things down. That's what I do, by the way. I take a piece of paper, I write the whole timeline down, and if it's written on the timeline first, then we can talk about it during the reading. Number three, don't profile. I've had so many people that wanted to read here at the store, so of course they would do a reading for me. And the first thing they say is, well, I see that you're going to be successful. Huh? Really? There's something about being in shape or out of shape or whatever it is you're profiling. You can ask questions here because that would be a cold reading. How many times have you had a reading and you were told to say your birthday? I purposely went on TikTok, right? These tarot readers right here. You're wondering why I have these here. I'll explain that in a little while. But she said, okay, I signed on as Psychic and the Genie, not the Stewart Buzz. I made that mistake of doing so. But first she said, Psychic and the Genie, you want a reading? Of course. Can you please tell me your birthday? What is she buying me, a present? I don't think I should be. I said to her, I said, no, you don't understand, ma'am. I want a reading. I don't want to be profiled. So can you just give me a reading? And she said, well, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about. I said, I just want a reading. You don't need to know my zodiac sign or my birthday. And she literally just said, okay, I'm done with you. And that's it, done. It was too difficult for her to do that. I've had people right in front of me here, and then can't do it without asking questions. Well, if you're freaking psychic. Why do you need to ask questions? It doesn't make any sense. Wake up. When I said that you cannot learn how to be a psychic medium, I believe everybody has the gift to be able to do this. Whether or not you have the to do it is another story. People always say, and any psychic medium that's watching this, or any psychic that's watching this, or any medium that's watching this, people always say to you, oh my God, I wish I had your gift. A gift? Huh? Okay. Well, be careful what you wish for. I love what I do. I love helping people. I don't have little ghost people following me around everywhere I go. I get that question a lot. Oh, Chris, how do you shut it off? Shut what off? I don't even turn it on. I said a person sits in front of me. I tell them what I feel, and they're shaking their head no. So you're going to have difficult people. So when I interview you for the reading, to do readings here, I make sure these people understand the rules of the store. But if the person is sitting in front of me and I am doing a reading to them, I clearly tell them, they'll shake their head no. I said, I really don't care if you believe me or not. I know what I'm talking about, and that's going to happen. How many times have I gone, people come into my store, right, and they found out that I'm the psychic medium. Tell me something about myself. Tell me something about I'm not a clown, circus clown. I might be a clown. I don't know, people think so. But I don't do that kind of thing. The money exchange is the permission to be able to read you. Again, as I stated, I will tell you really bad things if there's really bad things. I do not predict death. That's not my job. That's God's job. But I'll tell you bad stuff. If there is. Why are you coming to a psychic if you don't need help with something? If you're just coming from entertainment, then go to an entertainment psychic. Casadega. In Casadega, you can comment on this if you see the video. Because there are people in Casadega, in the houses of Casadega, in the town, that are very good. But on a whole, it's sort of an entertainment area. And everybody's going to believe that. That's true. Just go there, you see. So, I have no idea what I'm doing. Really, no idea what I'm doing. I just don't. The books that I'm published in by Sidney Sherman, it clearly states that I am a skeptic of psychics. Now, come on. How many times have you been to a freaking psychic and they told you that you have a curse for $1,000? They can lift that curse. And you have to buy a candle for like $400. Like what candle costs $400? Those are scammers. Anybody also that says you cannot record them, get your money back. Why can't you record? Why can't you record? What is there to hide? Are you telling him something that's fake or phony? Are you planning on being called out on something? There's disclaimers all over my store. Because there are really strange people out there. Now, on the most part, I would say 90% of the people that come here for readings are really good people. Looking for guidance, looking for help, looking to talk to a loved one. Those kind of things. And we love those people. There have been times where I've asked a person to go get their money back, and I don't need them. I really don't. I really don't need negative. I've had to tell people that. So, let's start from the beginning. Don't be afraid to tell them bad news. So you have to grow a pair. Number 2, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you're saying is true, not what you're thinking. I don't want you to think when you read. You just say it. It's not supposed to make sense to you. It's supposed to make sense to the person in front of you. Remember that the reading is not for you. It's for the person in front of you. I went to a reading one time. It is not in the state of Florida. I'll put it that way. How's that? And when I went there, it was a 15-minute reading. And for at least 7 or 8 minutes of the 15-minute reading, the girl in front of me was doing this. I mean, to the point that I was like looking around the camera and see if I was on candid camera. Jeannie was over to the side. I'm like, Jeannie, what's going on here? What do I do? Do I get up and leave? And then she profiled me. So, very disappointed with that. There are going to be people that do not like you. That's something that you're going to have to get used to. Something that I've had to get used to. People, all the people are not going to like you. There will be certain people that think that you suck. It's just the way it is. Get used to it. It all depends if you want to do this for a living or if you just want to do it part-time. If you do it just part-time and you're like semi-passionate about it, then whatever. This video may not be for you. But if you're really looking to do this thing, then I suggest you listen. The cards. There'll be a billion card readers to tell me that they don't use them as a crutch. Well, if you're wrong, you can always say, well, the cards, that's what they say. I don't understand. But you know what? If you don't use the cards, who are you going to blame? Uncle Joe that passed away? No, you're going to have to blame yourself. But I'm not going to be wrong. I have people sitting right in front of my store, and I'm having a conversation with them. I count off my fingers, and I stop. When I'm told to stop, am I telling myself to stop? I don't know. Is somebody else telling me to stop? I don't know. Because I don't know what I'm freaking doing. But when I do stop, like I did a couple days ago, I stopped on the number 8, and it was meant to August. That was a very significant month for the person in front of me. You know, people say, well, how do you do that? I said, I don't know. I just do it. I listen to the voices that are in my head. And then I joke with them that there's medicine for that I refuse to take. So there's more information on how to do readings properly. I'm not the best reader. I'm not world renowned. People, I find it so funny that there are people who call themselves a world-renowned psychic or a world-renowned psychic medium. Really? What makes you so freaking world-renowned? I mean, honestly, really. Because you do readings around the world? Well, so, I do. I'm not world-renowned. I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. I'm somewhere in between those billions of people that claim to be psychic mediums. But I'm not going to tell you that occurs. I'm not going to just tell you it's $1,000 and I'm going to lift this thing off you. I once had a Reiki person here. They mentioned this in a podcast before this, but she was doing Reiki, and then she was pulling something out of the person's body, out of their rib cage. Like there was somebody in there. Like, how'd they get in there? It happens all the time. We had a Fort Pierce store, near the Fort Pierce store. It was in a psychic place, and they were talking about curses. The lady came into me afterwards. The lady that went to the store, and she said that, for a couple $1,000, the guy said that he can, or the girl said that he can lift the curse. So I called them. I said, why are you doing that? Oh, we don't do that. I said, I have a girl right here telling me that's what you do. No. I'll make sure that I have a talk with her. Well, it still continued to happen. Not my business. Deal with it. Karma will take type of psychic. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if your name is Chris, then be Chris the psychic. Don't be Maharaja, or something like that, some stupid psychic name. I don't know why people change their names when they're psychics. I find that to be absolutely comical. I do. I think that they're hiding behind something. There's no reason to change your name. If you don't like your name, change it for real. Or use your name. You have to. The easiest way to do a psychic reading is feel the person's energy and say what you feel. If you second guess what you're going to say, and you say the second thing probably would be wrong. The first thing was right. How many times have you ever said to somebody, you thought of it, and then you said something else, and they say, no, this, and you said to them, oh my God, I was going to say that. I can't believe that. I know you're not going to believe me, but I was going to say it. So then just say it. Say it the first time, not the second time. That's the best way to start off doing readings. Suggestions. Do not read family or friends. Are you reading the family or friends because you know the family and friends? Or are you reading them because you know them? My mother always used to say, oh, I want a reading. Give me a reading. Please give me a reading. My sister, same thing. Laura, give me a reading. I'm like, no. No, why not? Well, I can't read you. You're my mom. I would start second guessing myself. That's why we're very strict on not having information about the person that we're going to read. It's important. And if somebody sits in front of me, and the people that are watching this and got readings from me, they will know that. If you say something in front of me that pertains to the reading, I will not read you, or I'll leave that piece out. I had somebody come in here and said, I just want to speak to my husband. He just passed. I said, now go and reschedule. What do you mean? I waited 2 weeks to get this done. No, you're going to have to go and reschedule because you just told me that your husband passed. So am I going to say something about your husband passing because you told me? Or am I going to say it because that's what I feel? I'm not going to be in conflict with myself during this reading. So don't give information. Don't give information. Or don't let them give information if you're the reader. I can't tell you how many people that come into the store and said, I want to be a psychic reader. I said, is that right? Or they were. I said, well, come on and show me what you can do. And he said, well, I can't really do it that way. Huh? Well, How do you do it? I don't know. Sometimes it's when I'm sleeping. It's well, unless you're gonna fall asleep in front of me and do the reading, like Edgar Casey. How do you do the reading? So that's another thing. Just do the freaking reading. Leave what you're doing. It'll work. It takes time. It's difficult to tell people how messed up they may be, but it's satisfying to help them unmess themselves up. It's very important to take what you're doing seriously. Again, if you're going to do it for entertainment, tell them it's for entertainment. Because people are really hurting. When they come in for a reading, most of the people, not all of them, they come for entertainment. There was a lady here that was in entertainment yesterday. And I said, well, why don't you go get your money back? Well, because I just want to know what you have to say. I continued with the reading. But seriously, don't come here for entertainment readings. They're not cool. For other metaphysical stores, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure the other metaphysical stores are amazing as well. I don't know them. I don't go to too many metaphysical stores. So, believe what you're saying, but you don't have to understand what you're saying. And you're going to say, well, how do you believe what you're saying if you don't understand what you're saying? Believe what you're saying is going to be true, but it's not for you to understand. That's very key in doing a reading. Even if it doesn't say, or if it doesn't make sense to you. I mean, you can come off with the word, because I write down names and dates and places, situations, and you can write down the word Poppy. Well, Poppy doesn't mean anything to me, but it may mean something to the person over there. It means their dog, maybe their dad, maybe for something I don't know. So if you're going to do the reading, sit in front of the person and say what you hear first. Don't second guess it, just say it. And tell them if you don't know what it is now, you will know what it is. I had one lady pay for a 15-minute reading to tell me how accurate my readings were. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I looked at her and said, don't pay for a reading to tell me. You can just come in and talk to me. We're not looking to do that kind of stuff. So I'm short and sweet. If you're going to be a psychic, I wouldn't use these. If you're going to be a tarot card reader, I would. If you're going to be an oracle card reader, I would. But if you want to become a psychic reader, and you feel that you have to do, read strangers, not your friends. It makes sense. Trust me. And read somebody that's extremely difficult. I was extremely difficult, like Kaylee and Esther, the people that read here. Why? Because I needed them to be prepared for that difficult client. I'll never forget the day that Kaylee walked in and said, now I understand why you did what you did. Because I just had one of those difficult clients. It's true. It's true. Most people will drive by a store and say, oh, look, it's a psychic shop. We're not just a psychic shop. We're very Christian-based people. We are here to help people. If you're in it just to swindle people, or if you're in it just to grab the money and run, then don't do it. But be careful what you ask for. Until next time, guys, have a blessed day. Talk to you soon.